Hey Maker, I'm excited to finish this series on how to make a framed sign with your laser. Bear with me, we're all on quarantine. Things are a little out of sync with our lives these days, so you're gonna hear a lot of the kids in the background. I usually try to keep them out of it as much as possible, but this week that's just not gonna happen. So let's get to the meat of today's tutorial. I finally made a sign that looks really beautiful on the edges. And here's the thing, sorry, I'm also doing this in the play zone while the baby naps, just making do. I wasn't a sign maker before I got my laser. I kind of just got the laser and dove into making stuff, because I'm crazy like that. I saw a laser, I wanted a laser, I had to get one. Anyhow, so, making frames isn't necessarily something that I'm really comfortable doing yet, but although I'm getting better. So I keep trying to find easier ways to not have to pull out my saw and make a frame. And this is the first laser frame I ever did. This is a sign that I made with some writing from my dad that he wrote to me when I was a little girl. And you can see it's just a rectangle. So it's two pieces that are glued together. And this is what the edge looks like. It's really not that bad, okay? But part of me deep down just keeps thinking, I know that there has to be a cleaner way to do this. And I finally figured it out. And I can't take any credit for it. One of my girlfriends, her name's Mindy. She is a sign making guru. It's still in one piece. And I was over her house the other day and she's like, you know what? You could use this on the edges of your plywood signs. And then instantly my brain thought, oh, and I could probably use it to cover up my lasered frames. So let me show you the difference. I mean, this looks beautiful. Doesn't that look great? I'm so excited. So you've got this compared to that. And definitely you can see which one looks more finished. So, do you want to learn how to do it? Yeah. Okay, let's go. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is cut out the back to your sign and cut out your frame. Now, when I cut this out, you're gonna see I found these holes within the plywood, which happens occasionally. So now I have to go and touch it up with some wood filler. I mean, look at this. Look at that. You can look right through and see. So that's not gonna work for me. You're gonna have to touch that up. And I will show you guys in the next video to this series how I created the frame digitally so you can cut your own. This is my favorite wood filler to work with. It dries pretty fast and I just use my fingers a lot of times because it's just faster. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill in these holes as best as I can. I'll sand them off and then I'm gonna stain everything. You need a bandy? Hold on, I'll be back. We've got a bandy emergency. Get it right. Bandy, not Band-Aid. Bandy. Now back to business. Okay, so, these holes were pretty deep. So what I'm gonna do is, if you see, I've intentionally left extra filler because once it's dry, I'll sand it down. So it looks pretty messy right now, but it's gonna clean up really nicely once it's dry enough that I can sand it down and get to staining. Okay, so the wood filler is dry. I'm gonna go ahead and sand it down so you can see what it looks like and then get to staining. Okay, so there you go. I went ahead and I sanded it. There is no bumblebee in the patio. Let's go see. And back to business again. All right, guys, so I have let my wood filler dry. I've stained it. Now look, it's still kind of noticeable, right? So here's an easy trick. I'm just gonna go in with a Sharpie and darken it. And that problem will be easily resolved. Awesome. Okay, and I bet you didn't notice, but I already colored that one in over there. It's not gonna be noticeable at all. And it's just a nice easy hack to whip out the Sharpie every now and then, so I thought I'd show you everything. Now I'm gonna use Titebond glue to glue my frame on. I use clips from Home Depot, they're $1 each to hold it all together. And now we're gonna get ready to seal the edges. I have a friend of mine who told me, Emily, you can use stainable edge banding when you have like a plywood piece or a plywood sign, and I was like, I could totally use that on this. I'm so excited. So let's see how it turns out. It's pretty simple. You take your edge banding and you iron it on. I'm putting the clean edge with the front of the frame, and then I take an X-Acto knife and I slice off the excess on the back. And then I was hand sanding it, but that was taking too long, so I just took my orbital sander and very gently sanded off and smoothed out the back edges, but I sanded by hand the front. So let's do that. So good. This is what a finished edge looks like. I think it looks really nice. I think it looks great. So now I'm going to stain it, and I'll be just about finished with my sign. And here she is, my finished sign, looking fabulous. So this is what the edge looks like up close. All right, see how clean? Doesn't look like I sandwiched 2 pieces of 1/4-inch plywood together, which I totally did. And there we go, we've got a nice lightweight frame. Now if you look at the corners, you'll see that I actually scored the corners this time. Next time I'll engrave them. Some people just cut the pieces all together and then glue them together, but I just think that that's more work. You can easily engrave or score the corners and make it look like it was a frame that was pieced together. This is the back. I'm probably gonna use sawtooth hangers just like this to hang it up. And then she's done. So I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you learned something with me here today, guys. Don't forget to comment. Let me know if you have any questions. Don't forget to like and share. And I'll see you guys here next time on That Mom with a Laser.